All right, Scott McTominay to Napoli transfer is on, and United have gonna hit to make it clear that it's only gonna be a cash deal, not a loan with an obligation to buy, because DiMarzio told us that they went ahead to make an offer to Manchester United of a loan with an option to buy. It was turned down by the club of Manchester United. Now, the hierarchy of Manchester United has gone ahead to speak about onto the deal of Mazrui and Matthias De Ligt, and also the CEO Omar Berrada has gone ahead obviously come up and obviously have something to say about this kind of scenario. So smash the like button, comment and share. For totally watching us for the very first time, endeavor to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. Rock and David remains my name, and hope you guys are really having fun wherever you are. Continue to subscribe to this channel, and let's see ourselves hit 20,000 subscribers before the end of this month. And guys, continue to subscribe. You know, United should sell a player to get in two midfielders, and this Scott McTominay sell might obviously unlock Ugarte and Amrabat to come in through and really play for the club of Manchester United. We thank God for the gift of life. The Muslims, we thank Allah for the gift of life. And let's start it off with where it all started from. In DiMarzio, Manchester United have turned down a loan offer from Napoli for Scott McTominay. That's what we got in from DiMarzio on a Tuesday night. Then Fabrizio Romano told us yesterday that Manchester United have been very clear a loan move is impossible for Scott McTominay. What does that mean? They'll only entertain a loan, they'll only entertain a permanent transfer for the player known as Scott McTominay. That's what will only be entertained by the club of Manchester United. The rest won't be really entertained into the mix. So United want money for Scott McTominay. Why do they want money? They want money because they know that to unlock the deal of Amrabat and Ugarte, obviously they will need to obviously raise some money through sales, and that amount of money will help them really do the needful to really hasten the move of these players. And even Hurst has come out and obviously had the following to say about the deal of Scott McTominay, and he writes, he's a correspondent of Manchester United for the Times. He has told us that Napoli has opened up talks with United over Scott McTominay. They would prefer a loan deal. Their transfer budget doesn't stretch to United's asking price of 25 to 30 million pounds. United have made it clear to potential suitors that they will only accept bids above 25 million pounds. Now, 25 million pounds for Scott McTominay, for me, I believe it should be more, like they're saying above. Here, we need it above. Why do we need it above? We need it above for the reason that when you look at Emily Smith-Rowe, he crossed from Arsenal to go to Fulham, and he was not really playing permanently, and they paid 35 million pounds. And Scott McTominay scored close to 10 goals last season, and why don't really see him really provide United with a huge amount of money? I believe 30 to 35 million pounds won't be bad money, you know, for Scott McTominay. And for Napoli, how do you dare say that you don't have that amount of money, that 30 million pounds, yet you want to sell the player called Victor Osimhen for 100 plus million pounds? You understand? So that is really very bad of Napoli, because for them, they sell players expensively and they want to get in players on a cheap, yet the player is wanted by very many teams. You know, West Ham, Fulham, Galatasaray, and now Napoli has gone ahead to join the race to sign Scott McTominay, and that money is needed by Manchester United. That's why they are not entertaining a loan, because a loan won't really unlock the deals of Ugarte and Amrabat. Remember, if he stays, United will bring in one midfielder. If he leaves, United will bring in two midfielders, and Fofana is off the list, because looks like anytime from now AC Milan will have gone ahead obviously find himself join them in a nick of time. Then Rob Dawson, United correspondent for the ESPN, has told us that Manchester United are not actively looking to move on Scott McTominay. McTominay is aware of Napoli's interest, and offer is under the offer is under consideration. So United are also really trying to play what we call a hide and seek. And if you're having people who know what they do into the transfer market, all you have to show is, I'm not willing to sell the player. The moment you show that you are not willing to sell the player, that means the team that is really willing to buy the player will have to obviously act, or really put in a very huge shift to convince you to obviously sell the player. And this is what United are doing. The fact is, United will move on Scott McTominay provided the realistic asking price for them is put on the table, right? But right now, they are like, all right, we are not willing to sell Scott McTominay and you're happy with him, meaning that for any club that wants to obviously purchase the player will need to obviously punch to the weight of Manchester United. If their punches don't match the weight of Manchester United in as far as money is concerned, I tell you what, nothing is really going to be happening into the mix. Then we are having Dello Sporto from Italy. Napoli sporting director Giovanni Mana is in England and will be holding talks with Manchester United about the move for Scott McTominay, right? So the guy is in England and he wants to obviously discuss the future of Scott McTominay, and Manchester United is like, all right, it's okay, come we talk, but all you want is money. We don't want your words. All you want here is money. So Scott McTominay deal, if all goes as planned and is sold to either Fulham, West Ham, Galatasaray or Napoli, will unlock the deal of two midfielders to come into. That is Amrabat and the side of Manuel Ugarte. So that's exactly what is happening in here, the club of Manchester United, and United Matters channel brings it to the fullest. And I believe if you're Scott McTominay, I think with just 1 year left on his contract, it's better you move him on and obviously get in Amrabat and Ugarte. Why is it that those two are really very important? These two players are really versatile. Both can play as number 6s and they both can play as number 8s. And for Manuel Ugarte is further exceptional because he can play as a number 10, meaning that you are getting in a player who is better than Scott McTominay. If you really let one go and bring in two, that will be something great, like you saw Bissaka leave and two players really came on, and the deal that saw those two players coming through was worth 70 million euros, meaning that if United agree a deal with the side of Napoli, we'll be having more money than what we sold this guy for. That is Aaron Bissaka. Aaron Bissaka went for 15 plus £5 million, and the 5 crossed the pocket of Aaron Bissaka. You understand? And now we are having 30 to 35 million pounds, and that amount of money can be used to obviously getting those two players, that is Amrabat and Manuel Ugarte. And United is like, all right, welcome the sporting director of Napoli to Manchester United, but you have to dance to our tunes. So we wait and see how that pans out. But it's really something important to note that Scott McTominay is now having suitors from all over the world, all from all walks of life. Now, Steven Railston, he's a writer at the Manchester United news desk, that is Manchester United Evening News Desk. He has told us that club sources believe the signings of Delite and Mazurui have been completed for fair market value and have reiterated United have had to maintain budget discipline this summer. Obviously they have, because if you are getting in Delite for 45 million euros and the 5 million euros are going to be add-ons, that is great business for the club of Manchester United, because people will only understand it after this guy starts to play. And for Mazurui, for me, is an absolute steal. Getting in Mazurui, one of the best right backs I've gonna hit to see in this era, though consistency has been disturbing him because of the changing of managers at Bayern Munich, is really good. And people with time will watch these players and obviously understand that United made a very good decision, obviously get them on. If you get them both for 60 million euros and the 10 million euros are really add-ons, that is really great. Getting in Delite and Mazrui for that amount of money is really great. So for me, I believe they have a chance to play into the game of Fulham tomorrow, and Erik ten Hag in the next 2-3 hours from now is going to be addressing a press conference that will see us come here and obviously break everything down for you. So for me, I think Mazrui and Delite are really a great partnership for the club of Manchester United, and the deal done was really great. Let's go to the man behind all these deals, the CEO known as Omar Berrada. He has come out and spoken out. He said, "When I first arrived, I was immediately struck by the size of the club and what it represents to our fans here in Manchester and around the world. It is impossible to understand how big this club is until you are here." That's what he really said. And he said, "When I was invited to join Manchester United, I didn't hesitate. When I was a child, my first memory of the club was my father telling me stories about legendary players like Sir Bobby Charlton and George Best." You know, this is what confirms to everyone that there is only one team, there is only one Manchester in Manchester. Because the guy that was at Manchester City is telling you that all he heard about was the legendaries of the club of Manchester United, Bobby Charlton and George Best. Meaning that it is really good to note and obviously understand that United is a big club than Manchester City. And with time, all will really get back to where we deserve to be. And lastly, say it is impossible not to be aware of the weight of the history. I'm honored to be part of a place where overcoming the greatest adversities and raising to achieve the greatest glories is in our DNA. So he's here to do the job for the club of Manchester United, take us to where we deserve to be, and 100% believe we are gonna be there in a nick of time. So guys, I call upon for your reactions into the comment section below of the Scott McTominay transfer to Napoli, unlocking Ugarte deal. I welcome in the comment section below. What do you make about Omar Berrada speaking on how great the club of Manchester United is? And lastly, your thoughts onto the two signings, Matthias De Ligt and Mazraoui. They were really good and accurate. So guys, we sign out for now. See you later. Rock and David is my name, and continue to subscribe because we want to hit 20,000 subscribers. I'm out. Bye bye.